Hey everybody, happy Friday night. This is going to be a look ahead to the Philadelphia 76ers versus the New Orleans Pelicans. The Pelicans are 28 and 25 coming into this game, and the Sixers are 26 and 25. Their top scorer is our former player, Drew Holiday, who averages 18.6 with 4.4 boards and 5.4 assists. He did very well against us last time. You got to make sure you defend him and do not let your former player trash you. And then Embiid is, of course, our leading scorer with 23.7, 11 boards, 3 assists, about a half a steal a game. He has a steal every couple games usually, and then about 2 blocks. So the Sixers obviously have it a little bit easier with. Obviously, I wish him a fast and well recovery, being one of the best centers in the league, as did Joel Embiid on social media. But with the absence of DeMarcus Cousins due to injury, the Sixers have it a little bit easier against these Pelicans because even with Joel, the down low presence of Cousins combined with Davis is still a force. So not as good as people thought it would end up being, but it is still a force. And it's still something I hope, at least as an NBA fan, does turn out to be a great thing because, like the Sixers, isn't it great seeing a great down low man that can spread the floor? Well, Anthony Davis is the guy that can spread the floor. Now DeMarcus made his shot a lot better, and he can shoot now too. It would be great to see a team that is really good because of just a good point guard and Drew that can make plays, and then the backup point guards. The backup point guards obviously are very good as well. Get to them later. But it's a team that, as long as that down low presence can work well, they don't need the best guys up top that they were hoping, but it hasn't worked as well as they hope, only being 3 games above 500 and 8th in the West as we're 8th in the East, so we're in the same spot, just in different conferences. And it's something that would be cool if it did work out to see big men as the dominating force and the main reason that the one team goes far. Because it's been a while. It would just be cool kind of factor. But, and it's going to be cool to see that with the Sixers as time goes on because we have, obviously, Joel, and then eventually I feel like we're going to get a, power forward guy, and probably have a really good guy there. There were rumors we were trying to get Julius Randle, but we were unable to do that. Also in the rumor mill, since this is going to be a 1-minute rumor mill segment on this video, Marco Bellinelli is going to be bought out most likely, and that's someone the Sixers were betting on going after. So the Sixers might get a shooter after all. They might be able to just pick up Marco Bellinelli. And then if they have anybody on the roster, which we do, we have a couple of those guys that don't really play, that are just the back end of the bench guys that only play when we're up by a lot. You can release one of those guys and have Marco Bellinelli, who's a lights-out shooter. So then you would have Redick, Bellinelli, because Covington's struggling until Covington gets going back again. Then you have 3 good shooters plus TLC, who's been heating up. So it would just add more scoring and offensive efficiency to the Sixers team, and I think it would be a good move if he's bought out to pick him up. In the past, the Sixers have also been interested in Tony Allen, but I don't think they will pick him up at this stage because that was in the past, as of a couple of years ago. They've been interested in Tony Allen a lot of times when he was available in his career, but it hasn't been as recent, and we don't necessarily need that big. We have Covington, who's like a great defender as the small forward, and then JJ is not that big of a defender as a shooting guard, and he's the starter, and we like to keep developing TLC, what it seems like from what comes out of the organization, so I don't see him being a possibility for the Sixers. But, anyway, the Sixers need to defend the 3 because that's something, last time we played New Orleans, we got killed on the 3 ball. They have Ian Clark, who sometimes can knock down threes. They have Drew. Obviously, Drew Holiday can knock down a few here and there, and he can get hot, and you definitely don't want Drew Holiday to get hot. They have Rondo as the other point guard to talk about off the bench. He's obviously the great facilitator, probably going to go into the Hall of Fame, and he hasn't even ever really been a scorer in his career. He's just been that passer and a great rebounder as a point guard. Got to watch Anthony Davis. Got to watch Mirotic, obviously. Now that he's on the team, he's already had good games against the Sixers in the past. Now we're facing him again. He has the best three-point percentage on their team, so you definitely have to watch him. And then we have to watch just a couple other guys that are good shooters off the bench, like an Antoine Moore and etc. And the Sixers will be able to win this game with Ben Simmons. As long as Joel Embiid, who, looking on the app right now, is still says questionable for the game that starts in 4 minutes. I haven't looked at received an update or had any. Oh, here we go. Just right now, I have Joel Embiid will play tonight against Anthony Davis and the Pelicans. So with that, this should give the Sixers a good chance as long as they D up. Simmons has a good game. Redick keeps doing his thing. Keeps playing good defense. And we defend Drew Holiday, who killed us last time, and obviously Embiid will take care of Anthony Davis in some aspect. And then I think you might want to use Rashawn Holmes a little bit because we're facing Anthony Davis, and he's more of a big body guy to body him up and bully him down low, but we probably won't, but we'll see what happens. This has been a look ahead to the Sixers and Pelicans. This is Sports Fanatic News. I'm Joe Boric. Have a great night, everyone. Peace.